Hello, everyone. Yair Spitz here with another update from the field. So today was a switch day. So we have basically for the last couple of weeks already, as I've shared with you, I've been going home for a couple of days a week, and that's because the level of readiness has gone down a little bit, and they've been able to let out about half the soldiers for a couple of days each week, and we kind of do shifts. So at any given moment, there's a minimum amount of soldiers from each unit ready in case something happens, but the rest of the soldiers can switch off every couple of days. So today was a switch day. So I actually did not go home today. I have one soldier who's a part of the rabbinate unit with me. He's a regular soldier who helps me with all the rabbi duties that I have in case of a real emergency. When we have to do the less sympathetic part of our job, he's the one who assists me. And we've been switching on and off. So he was supposed to come back today, but he didn't. He called me on Friday. He said that he asked if he could stay home an extra day and come back on Monday instead of Sunday. It's a yahrzeit for his Rebbe. His Rebbe passed away exactly a year ago. He says his yeshiva. He's a kollel guy in the yeshiva in Yerushalayim, yeshiva by the name of Har Hamor. So they're having the 1 year yahrzeit with shiurim for his Rebbe. So he asked if he can, stay on Sunday night and come back Monday. I said, sure, of course, no problem. Obviously it's something that's significant. So today was the switch day. So I was here, and I was here when the last shift left, and the new shift came. So what happens is, when a new shift comes, everyone comes like from home, and most of the people already are coming with their cars. So people come with all kinds of surprises and extra stuff, and each time they come, they bring more equipment that makes things easier in the field, or they bring special food. And then for the first night, and even the first the night and the day, the following day, there's better food, and there's still some leftovers from what everyone brought from home. So I've noticed an interesting change, which is that at the beginning, the first few weeks, when people started going home and coming back, and they would bring food of all kinds, home-cooked food, store-bought food, and no one really noticed and paid attention whether the food was kosher or not, and they would offer me the food as well, and I initially at the beginning I would always decline, or I would kind of take a quick peek at it to see if it has a hechsher on it, if it was store-bought, and if it had a hechsher on it, then of course I would eat it, assuming it's something that I was interested in eating, and if it didn't have a hechsher on it, I didn't say anything. I just politely declined. And eventually some of the guys, suddenly realized, they would say, why aren't you eating? I wouldn't answer, and then one of the soldiers would eventually say, oh, because it's not kosher, there's no hechsher. I said, yeah. I said, well, it's okay. I said, it's not a problem. There's plenty of food to eat. And so today, the guys came back with hamburgers and with a very, very nice slice of meat. And the first thing they said to me, and they came back also with pastries, and the first thing that they said to me is, look, Rabbi, don't worry, you can eat it, it's kosher. And it suddenly made me realize that something happened gradually, which is they stopped bringing food that didn't have a hechsher, that wasn't kosher. And without me saying anything to them, without me making them feel guilty, without me lecturing, nothing. They started slowly, just out of consideration for me and my soldier who's here on the days that I'm not, to make sure that we can enjoy everything as well. And again, we didn't do anything to make them feel guilty or bad or anything at all. But suddenly, and then they started bringing new utensils. Got rid of the old utensils. They started bringing, so last week one of the guys brought a new knife, and he said, okay, this is going to be parv. it's new. We're going to use it to cut vegetables, and we'll only use it to only cut vegetables. And he took a permanent marker. No, I don't know where he learned this from. He got a permanent marker and wrote parv on it. And suddenly, like all the utensils we use for cooking, they got a new thing to make to barbecue on. And all of the utensils that we use now in the unit, and all the pots we have like these small gas burners that we use to make eggs on in the morning. Sometimes when we're able to get eggs, we use it to make fries when we're doing a barbecue about once a week. And just suddenly today I realized that basically we've become a 100% kosher unit. And it just happened naturally on its own. And I was, when I noticed this suddenly today, I noticed that this has been a gradual process to the point where we're 100% kosher unit now. Again, I'm not talking about the battalion, and I'm not talking about the platoon. I'm talking about our unit of 15, 16 guys that's comprised of the medical team, the rabbinical, the medical unit, the rabbinical unit, and one or two other soldiers that happen to sleep in our same tent area. And I was reminded as I suddenly realized this. Reminded of a conversation I had yesterday on Shabbat with one of the soldiers. So yesterday afternoon, I decided to kind of go around, visit the different guard posts, just to say hello and strike up a conversation. As I've mentioned in the past, it's really a great opportunity when people are just kind of sitting there bored or standing there on guard for 2-3 hours at a time to just strike up a conversation, to get to know people on a more personal, more intimate level. So there's one soldier that I have a pretty good relationship with, and I just went and we struck up a conversation, and we got into the usual conversations that soldiers here talk about. We discussed the situation of the war. Then we started talking about politics, and we spoke about religion and state matters. Talked about the Haredi question of Haredi men going into the army and higher education and all the kind of standard things, and even going back and forth and sharing ideas and arguing and agreeing on different points, whatever. And then at some point we both agreed. We said that hopefully we'll come out of the war and out of the crisis that we're in, and hopefully there'll be a national kind of reexamination of what is the common basis what is it that holds us together as a people? What is the common ground, the most basic and fundamental common ground? And we both kind of discussed and agreed that this is something that has been lost over the last couple of years. Do we even have a common ground that we can all agree on as the foundation of our togetherness? And this is something that hopefully will be readdressed, and will be, whether it's on will happen on the level of the political level or the society itself, will create mechanisms to kind of redefine what defines us as one people. And one of the things that I said to him, he tried to define our common ground as political points. What we can and cannot agree on as far as what areas of the land of Israel we can trade or not trade, or where we'll have to keep control. Or he tried to define the political consensus. And I said to him, no, I think we need to go back to something much more basic and try together as the two of us right here, and then afterwards, hopefully with each one of us with the people around us, and then what is the real common ground? And I said that I think it's to reiterate to ourselves and remind ourselves that we're a family. It says in the family, no matter how severe the arguments get, to the degree that there's an understanding and a true feeling of that we are a family, then it becomes possible to overcome basically any difficulty, because each side is able to to respect the other side enough to come and say, okay, this is what's really important to me, and this is where I'm willing to. These are the things I'm willing to give up on, for the sake of us staying a family. And hopefully this is something that we, with the trauma that we've been through over the last year, maybe the last 4 years, the last year, the last 2 months, we'll be able to, and I think we all feel it. And I said to him, I said, look, we feel it here. People that, 5, 6 months ago would never sit and have a conversation with each other are now, shedding blood together and sleeping in the mud together. And then after we both kind of agreed. Yes, we said okay. This is something we need to remember. We are a family, and as a family, and based on our love for each other and our respect for each other and the importance of us staying a family, we need to have a conversation, a national conversation, about what are the things that I'm willing to give up that are actually important to me for the sake of our togetherness. And he said, but that can only happen if there's true respect and a real feeling of family. And then, the following day, suddenly it all came together for me when I suddenly realized that the majority, that we're two religious soldiers in a barracks, or basically a tent area of about 15, 16, 17 soldiers, and all of them have just changed something in their own life just to accommodate the two soldiers that were not making any demands from them. And it made me think that this idea is understood, and it makes me wonder, what am I also willing to give up in order to and what am I willing to do to make the people around me feel comfortable, and feel accepted and feel wanted for who they are, even though it's difficult for me. I think I do it, considering that I'm the minority in an area where there's smoking, whether it's on the weekday or on Shabbat or many other things. But I think because of that, they have also shown me that consideration. And anyhow, so that's a thought that for the beginning of the week.